Sound God.
This poverty that is happening in America that people are crying about on the internet, part of it is the job market. Mm. And there is some situations here which people are pointing out, and I'm happy. And this is important also because this a lot of what we've been talking about on the show for the past how many years. Okay, it's almost like everything was spoken about is not happening. So Stark Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Double up.
Yes, sir.
I have a video. Well, I have a few videos, man, for you to react to, brother. It's a very interesting one.
Reaction from people. Do it for the vine.
I tried not to find one where people were crying in this case. But let me ask you this. Imagine you went onto the internet one day. Maybe you're on TikTok. Is that the one? That's the one with society.
That's better. I'm on TikTok, but yeah.
Okay. You're ticking.
I'm not ticking on TikTok.
You're ticking on the TikTok, okay? Just cruising like I like to do. Like before I ran into these people here, I was in a nice third gear cruise, just perusing, making sure that everything is in good shape. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. When I came across these people. But here's my question. Imagine you're scrolling through TikTok one day and then you see your wife and she's crying. She's crying on the internet that poverty is approaching her soul.
Oh.
How will you feel about it and what will you do about it?
Well, first and foremost, if she's my wife, poverty ain't gonna be so.
I understand.
Unless maybe she lives. Maybe no. This is a good one. Maybe she's my ex-wife. Yeah, but my wife ain't gonna be running through that kind of crap.
I understand.
That's rule number one. Rule number two: she ain't going on no social media to cry to anybody. She comes to cry to me first. Before going to cry to anybody.
Okay.
That's Double O's job.
Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. I thought you might say that, sir. Okay. I thought you might say that.
Shit.
Which means that there is an understanding that you will be absolutely flabbergasted.
Yep.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Someone is going to get backhanded.
Yeah.
If you're scrolling and to your shock and amazement, you probably scroll past the thing saying that's not, I don't know who that person is. You know? But here's the thing. This poverty that is out here has motivated people to do a lot. Okay. But it is, listen, at the end of the day, it is nice. There is no other forum to share our sorrows. Now, with this poverty that is happening in America that people are crying about on the internet, part of it is the job market. And there is some situations here which people are pointing out, and I'm happy. And this is important also because a lot of what we've been talking about on the show for the past how many years. Okay. It's almost like everything was spoken about is not happening. So
before you play the video, about the comment about the wife, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting you said that. And I was, rolling through the internet when this video came to my screen, right? Single mother, has kids, has to work 2 jobs, gotta go to school, gotta fix her mentor. She's just like, you know what? I'm giving my kids to the government. She's done.
Yeah.
Because not only does she have to work to just catch up with paying the bills, she also got to go to school to hopefully, right? Get a better job, which there's no job, and still got to raise 2 kids.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she's done. Like she's messed around with the wrong guy, no good guy. Now she's got to run the show by herself. And now she's frustrated.
Why is she frustrated?
She can't handle the business by herself.
No, she'll be fine, man. This is the age of strong, independent women. My friend, please. Live up to your name. You got it. I believe in you. Okay? This is the age of... so I will not be the one. I will never, ever underestimate a woman, man. It is... Listen, if you're a single mother, there is nothing that is beyond you. You'll be fine. Okay? Keep cranking out that work. No breaks. Okay? Better not see you sitting down and relaxing. Better get up. I'm sure you have some work to do, some kids to take care of, all that good stuff. Isn't that the times we live in?
That's what the media tells them.
Hey, listen, if you buy it, it is yours. Hold it.
I just made the same face as that guy too.
Oh, stop. I love this shit. Anyway, let's put history.
By the way,
Yeah.
when this start impacting white America, then we know that there's some real problem.
Mm,
'Cause it wasn't a problem when it was just
I mean, it's
this.
not like they're the richest group in the country anyway.
It's another one. So are we waiting for the Asians to start saying something before we start
You
reacting?
will never hear from the Asians. These are the most hardcore motherfuckers, man. They fight to the death. Okay. They do not complain to anyone. Okay. They find a way. Um, the ones that will complain are, I mean, dude, the Asians run everything.
No.
Where's everything? Everything in America is made with.
I mean, they don't run that. Who runs this space.
Well, I get that, but there's also some other monarchies that nobody talks of.
Uh,
You know, they say everyone thinks they're badass until they meet somebody that is badass as hell. You know what I'm saying? There's the ones that are making noise all the time. We see them all the time, running left and right. Yeah, 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 yeah. We're gonna come over there. We're gonna take over your. But then there's the ones that nobody hear from until you hear from them. But let's not go down that route. Are you ready to see what this guy is talking about here?
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh,
If you live anywhere in the United States, you know that we're in a silent recession. Our economy is really not doing as well as it seems. And the job market is fucking cooked.
by the way,
Let me tell you some insight.
the White House called it a silent recession on Friday. What's the silent recession?
Listen,
A recession is a
don't make me
recession.
say something about the White House that will come and be looking for me. Man. What kind of doing?
Okay.
I think we've been in a recession
This last year, 2 years
for a
ago.
long time ago. Back when they changed the definition of recession.
Yep, and inflation.
Yes, we've been in a recession since then. You know what I mean? Like now you want to call it a silent. Call it what it is. Hard landing, soft landing, silent inflation, quiet inflation.
It is what it is.
Mute inflation. Listen. You know what? This is a great time. I knew that one day, but it's not going to come up.
We are led by very, very stupid people.
I don't think you'll come up on the recording, but this is the perfect time for that sound effect.
Yeah,
Right?
yep.
Yeah.
We
because-
still have to fix the board.
Yeah, we have to fix that one. Anyway, yeah, that's crazy. All right, so let's see what this guy's on about. Him.
Inside information that I found out yesterday from personal experience. So my college was holding a job fair, right? And it was about 30 to 35 different employers from different companies, some pretty well-named companies. I'm not going to name them, but that came. And I talked to every single one of the employers. And roughly 60 to 70% of them said that they weren't hiring right now. They were just trying to network and get your first point of contact in, but they had no roles available at this time. What the fuck? So you're telling me that companies are paying money to send recruiters out to job fairs to not hire anyone? I don't know if job fairs have always been this way, but something is not adding up.
You think something is not adding up?
I've been adding up for a while. We told you, man, we believe in the mathematics, and the only maths that adds up is Bitcoin. Anyway,
Right.
it's not adding up.
I mean, the devaluation of the currency or inflation that we've been experiencing lately.
Job fairs never worked. I've always said this for a while. I've never gotten a job from going to a job fair, so I'm not sure why you're going to a job fair in the first place.
And this is, I think part of this is also this big government thing, man. And it seems like there is this practice in the government where there is just this misuse and misappropriation of funds, because if a program does not hit certain targets that are expected of it, then you get defunded, which is an asinine way of, the first time that I ever heard that people would voluntarily, or that certain areas of government, right, would voluntarily waste or spend money in a freaking ridiculous way just because they know that if they do not spend or reach a certain amount, then the next year they will not get funded as much. It's freaking asinine.
But that's why they call it government. It's not commercial business.
Government must have not heard about accounting.
It's non-profit.
Accounting is so simple.
Waste the money so that you can get more money, non-profit.
Yeah. But this same manipulation is the same thing that we're seeing playing out right now as they try to essentially make up numbers for the job market as well,
Mhm.
because that's pretty much what it is. Um, these people keep saying that they're making jobs within the economy, or they say the economy is fine, right?
Yeah.
It's a soft landing and all of these things,
Yeah.
and you continue to wonder why does anyone believe them? Because these people have no track record or evidence of managing an economy before, because the economy as we know it has not ever had another lifetime. It's literally as we go. So there is no evidence that anything these people say works other than strong math. Okay. Running a balance sheet that cannot be manipulated
Mhm.
and has that fixed supply and has that transparency is mathematics. And when you put accounting into play, it works every time.
They say soft landing, and I
Yeah.
keep telling people there is a spectrum in every soft.
Yeah.
You remember, even if it's soft, something have to take the initial impact
Yeah.
before it becomes soft.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another
You
mathematics
need
right
to,
there.
yeah, you need to absorb
So,
the
so
impact.
who's taking the absorbent? Is it not the middle America and low class America that is taking the
yeah.
softening of the impact so that the big enterprises don't get the major impact?
Well, listen, I think we're having some soft joblessness right now. Okay. Let's check this other one out here. All right. It's along the same lines.
Now we're in one of the most difficult job markets I've ever seen. I've been in the recruitment space for coming up to a decade, and I've never seen a job market that's so difficult on candidates. You have to apply to literally hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs before you start hearing back. We're seeing response rates of around 1 to 3%, meaning for every 100 applications you send through, you're going to get one callback. And that's if your resume is on point. We're now seeing longer interview processes, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Would you go to 4 job interviews?
I'll stop taking them seriously after 2. Who
Listen.
doesn't care about that?
If there is more than 2 interviews, your company is a scam. That's what I'm saying right now. Look at me. I know this is going to be posted on the interwebs, and someone is probably sitting somewhere saying you cannot be on the interweb saying these kind of things. It is detrimental to your career. Listen, these are the same chains that they use to freaking entrap people, man. If I'm doing my job, if I'm delivering on my job,
It's a job. It's not
Okay.
a business.
yeah, it is not the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying? So if you have to interview me more than 2 times,
Keep your job.
yeah. I left that one alone because what did your grandma say? If you don't have anything nice to say, you
Don't
shouldn't
say it.
anything. Yeah.
Even 7 rounds of interviews. And then if you don't get ghosted, you're more than likely going to get a low ball offer.
That's
In an
another
employer
thing.
market, the employers have all the power. They can get longer processes, they can force people back to the office, they can pay less, and they'll still find people that want to work for them. This is a stark contrast to the Great Resignation, which was a candidate market.
That is real. They are trying to push folks back in the office to
Mhm.
fill those commercial buildings
Right.
2 to 3 days a week.
Right.
That's one thing for sure. Low ball offers because they are using recruiters and recruiters. So instead of the companies having a recruiting department, they're actually outsourcing. And half the time, I'm sorry, man, I have nothing against my brothers in India. I can't understand these recruiters.
Well, I think there's one video we have in here as well, and where it's like this recruiters, like they essentially just have to, I guess they're just shooting to hit a certain quota to demonstrate that their company is actively working and trying to hire people, so that I guess they continue to get funding.
And they
I
are
mean, I guess
low
imagine.
balling on the salaries too. I'm
Of
like, what the
course.
hell is taking this job?
Of course, they're lowballing. So there's this concept that I saw. I came across. I don't remember what video I was watching a video somewhere. I think it was, and it's really the same thing like in the stock market, right? Where you have the sharks or the people with the
The
big
whales,
money.
yep.
Yeah, they're buying. Maybe the market is up, right?
Mhm.
And then they get to a certain point and they realize that maybe it's a cyclical thing. It's time
Mhm.
to dump this stock, or like you said, some of them are trying to get in at a lower price.
Yep.
And so they contact friends of friends and they start dumping and suppressing that price. Right.
Mhm.
And so people sell and get out.
Mhm.
And so now they're able to come in at a lower price.
Mhm.
And I think it's the same thing where it's like if you start firing a bunch of people, right, you're creating that panic and fear.
Yep.
People are worried about losing their jobs. And when people are worried about losing their jobs, they're no longer engaging you from a place of strength.
Mhm.
They're concerned about a lot of different things, right? And so now you fire all of these people, you drop them, and then people start going into this desperate phase of living without a job. Things start getting more tight.
Mm.
This is when that idea of it's better to have something than no job at all starts to kick in heavily, right?
Mhm.
Because now you go, well, do I want to go another month without struggling to pay for my bills, or will I go ahead and settle for this, take this
Yeah.
60K, even though I was doing the same thing for over 100K before? Maybe I'll just take this 60K for now or this 70K for now,
Mhm.
and just like that, right?
And drive in, right? Increase
Right.
your expenses.
Exactly. And just like that, the market has been chopped down.
They squeezed you out of the market.
Yeah, everyone is taking the haircut, just like that. You know what I mean? And then now they start hiring more people, but at that lower rates and keeping more profit. It's insane. There's many, but you know,
Oh, but I love capitalism.
I mean, you can have compassionate capitalism, man. But I think ultimately as well, to also stop this type of things, you also have to be able to preserve your value. Because if you're able to store your wealth, your value in something that is truly gaining value over time,
Mhm.
then worrying about losing your job is not something that will be on your neck like that. And that now puts that advantage. This guy was just saying that the employers have all the leverage or the advantages. I think that as individuals, we can also take back that leverage, take back that power by taking back control of our value. That way, when you go to work, you're not just a number. You actually do something that is productive, passionate, and useful for someone, I guess, you know?
Well, not everybody can be business owners. Like, really, that's one of the reasons why we're running this as this show as well. Is that eventually the 9 to 5 is not the answer. Being your own sovereign person really is the answer. This whole concept of 9 to 5, having an employer, this corporation got redefined. So the real definition of corporation is different. Literally, you're your own company that get hired as a contract to help a company. But that has changed, and it's really modern. It's new. So getting that power back. Also, the reason why we get a job or start a business is to earn money,
Yeah.
right? It's all concept of getting money.
Provide value and get rewarded
Get
for,
rewarded for it.
that.
The
Yeah.
problem is that that reward aspect is being stolen.
Yeah.
Either through inflation, by your employer, through taxes, the list goes on.
Well, listen.
Job right
we're
now.
gonna run
Do not quit
one
that
over
job.
here. Okay. We're not gonna listen to all of them because,
The
If
list is long.
you have a job right now,
to be honest, some of them this is but you know, what am I to say? Listen,
do not quit that job.
100%. Please do not quit your job.
I'm quitting my job. I'm definitely listen.
Because you said it.
Don't want to be here. You don't want to be out here.
She's telling you from experience.
Just begging you. This is shitty.
So you don't want to be out here, okay? You'll be wiping your tears with sandpaper.
It's like
Here.
telling women that
I'm
too. Women that are trying to leave their husband. Shit. Just another topic.
But you know, listen, some people don't listen. Just like she says that, you know, don't quit your job.
Don't quit your man.
Yeah.
You better deal with inflation by yourself.
They say experience is the best teacher. Sometimes you need to be broke to really understand what is going on out here. All right, let's play on.
not joking when I'm trying to say I'm doing everything I possibly can. I'm on Indeed nonstop, and it's just dry. There aren't any jobs.
If she cannot find a job on Indeed, bro.
And it's a job indeed.
It's okay, man. Let's push on.
That are being posted. Not a single posting in my field was posted today, not a single one. And I'm working, I'm hustling. So these older generations don't get on me, because I'm telling you, I'm hustling. I'm doing whatever I possibly can to.
You know, the older generation, they always say this thing. I get what she means by the older generation.
Yeah, that we're lazy, right?
Yeah, the older generation is a bunch of idiots, bro. Let me tell this to guys right now.
Baby
Okay,
boomers.
listen,
You got it easy, man.
listen. I know that there's some older people that watch this show. Okay, let me just go ahead and say right now that it is maybe not you that I'm talking about. However, consider the fact that what is happening right now, you have not done anything actively to stop it. In fact, no, don't worry. Let's push on.
In fact, you contributed to it.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hey, listen, it is what it is, right? Facts is facts, man. Move out of the way. We are trying to fix it for our own generation. You know what I'm saying? So it does not matter.
Elizabeth Warren doesn't think that, though.
Hey, listen, if you're not putting money in my pockets anyway,
What does it
whatever.
matter?
It does not matter, man. I just know you guys know the ones who voted Elizabeth Warren in.
Yes, they were.
Okay. I know the ones who, man, look at current student loans, man. Huh? Come on.
Look at mortgages. Look at rents.
Come
Look at how much it costs to pay for a car.
I don't want to say the older generation was lazy. Maybe you guys just not have the information like we did. But now that we have the information, okay, I think most of y'all just need to write it out, man. Figure out how you're gonna do about this 401k thing.
You mean the 201k after taxes?
The 1.5 okay. All right, well, let's push on here.
If the market doesn't crash.
Exactly. Yeah, if the market doesn't crash, which insane.
Enough money for my mortgage, but I'm serious when I'm trying to say the job market is so bad, and there's so many people out here right now that are jobless. Stay where you're at. I know you hate it, but baby, you don't want to be here.
But it seems to me like that is exactly what they want you to do. Stay where you are. Is that not what has been sounding like the whole time?
I have an answer for that, though.
Go ahead.
Stay where you are, but while you're there, you come up with a strategy, an exit strategy, right? Because, of course, you can't just jump without plans of
Yes.
what's on the other end.
Yes.
You don't have to know everything on the other end, but you got to have a plan.
Yes.
And to me, I think having good money habits, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you're earning this money
Yeah.
so that you can have a better future, right?
Yeah.
And what the younger generation is learning is that, yes, they must invest, actually invest harder than the previous generation. Previous generation could store their value in real estate and be okay, or in some 401k pension plan. All of that does not really exist for us now. You know, today Tesla is up, tomorrow is down. You cannot retire on Tesla.
Right.
You know, you got to sell it while it's up if you're lucky before it comes back down, because that thing is up and down. And you can see in our background again, we're talking about a way for us to store that value. That's what our show is about. Like, we can complain all we want about no jobs, no money, low pay, and everything, but at the end of the day, it's money. We're trying to fix money.
I have a bit of a different perspective on this, man. I think you should quit your job. Definitely. First of all, I think you should definitely quit your job, especially if you don't like it. If you love your job, you enjoy what you're doing, is what you're meant to do, please, by all means, get better at your job. Okay. If you're just zigzagging around, you should definitely quit. One, because there's someone else who probably enjoys that job and will probably do a way better job at it than you.
For less, though.
Even if it's for less, it is going to benefit society more because we have someone who is doing a job that they really enjoy. Let me ask this. When you go to the DMV,
yes,
and you're standing there, you're talking to these people who work in the government, people that your tax dollars is paying their salary, and they're standing across this glass being rude to you right now. How does that make you feel?
replace them with AI.
Okay. Right? You want to reach across the glass and snatch them in the neck, you know? However, when you show up to somewhere where people care about their jobs, have you ever noticed what that difference is like? When they're really passionate about it. Let's say it's a chef.
I'll give you a good example.
They
It just
love their
happened to me this weekend.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was at the hotel, right? The front desk lady.
Yeah.
She loves the the job, communicating with customers,
Of course.
coming in, checking you in, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, how are you going to be happy about your job when your employer yourself is effing you over? She literally had to stand up at the front desk for the entire shift with only a 30-minute break. So you can like your job, you can be good at it, but the current capitalist system that we're in right now is making it difficult for you to like your job.
Yeah.
Because all they care about is money, profiting themselves, not even benefiting you in any single way.
This is true. But here's what I'm saying. I think that if someone loves the job,
Mhm.
you're more likely to have a pleasant experience when you
True.
encounter them. You see what I'm saying? It gets to a point where the money itself,
Doesn't matter.
it's not that the money does not matter, but even if they are planning to move into other spaces to get more money, I think the experience at the time, the interaction most of the time, will be much better. But that is on some other stuff on the semantics of like, workplace activities. In this situation, I'm just saying that, I get what this lady is saying about quit, but in this situation, I'm saying people should quit because I don't think there's been a better time than now to take risk.
But when you quit, what are you gonna do? Move back to your parents?
Figure out something. Because sometimes you need to actually allow things to happen to you so that based on how you respond to them, sometimes your response to issues that arise in your life is how new ideas are created. It is how new possibilities come about. Okay. I'll ask you this. Uh, a lot of times when when you take on a new endeavor, right, you don't even know what will happen on the other side of it, right? But there are situations where some things will happen, and no matter what it is, you always deal with it. That's just life in general. Like if you look at through your whole life, you probably have plans. Something comes up, does not work out.
But you planned.
Yeah, maybe you have plans, right? But what happens to you is not planned,
Yeah.
right? And you do not have a plan for the unplanned.
Well, the planning actually helps a little bit when the unplanned happen. It's like the unknown,
I
unknown risk.
understand. Yes, you definitely want to be planned, right? But this is what I'm saying. You have to have the ability. This is where uh I don't know if dynamicism is a word, but the ability to react to the unknown comes in. The ability to be dynamic, the ability to, how do you say, to pick up and go, right? To handle any situation. You will never really know if you what you are capable of until you allow, essentially until you test yourself, right? You put yourself out there and many different situations arise and many different things happen to you and then you come out of it. If you die in the process, then shoot, I guess you're dead. But if you come out of it, think about how much of a better person you would be. Okay. Because that shit changes you. I'll tell you that for sure. Anything else? We'll push on.
Let's push on.
Some big tech internships weren't posted. Recruiters are ghosting people. Everyone has a college degree now and has the basic qualifications, so they're looking for master's degrees and PhDs for the bare minimum. I hear it all the time. People with master's degrees can't find jobs. People with big tech company names on their resumes are getting
Does a degree guarantee
We did-
more employability?
No, remember we did the VGLA about your degree not literally matter,
Oh
having
man.
an impact on your resume these days.
Yeah.
Here's the facts. As a hiring manager, sometimes I look at the degree and it's like, can you do the job?
Mhm.
What you learn in school these days is not the real life.
Mhm.
So getting a master's or a PhD does not automatically qualify you for a job. That's a fact. It's real life experiences.
Yeah.
But sometimes with the real life experiences, that also comes with how often have you quit one job to go to another. So as a hiring manager, I look at that as well. If you're quitting your job every year, every 6 months, I probably don't want to hire you because you're probably going to come to my company and do the same thing. I need a team member that can deliver and could be here from the tough time to actually delivering the final product. So some of the things I'm looking at. So literally at the end of the day, you getting a job is your contacts, not really your resume.
Mm. It's about who you know.
It's always been.
It's about people. It's about people. Okay. This is why I say quit your job, because you probably need to know people. If you don't know people, then staying at your job is not going to help you know more people.
especially if you're at the job all day, all night, and not networking or even networking within your company.
Yeah. Well, this is one thing I would say, right? Like let's say like that woman, for example, and she's saying, "Oh, if you have a job, make sure you do not quit your job." I look at that stuff sometimes, and it seems like it's putting yourself in a place of desperation, right? Because you're spending a lot of time trying to focus on not leaving your job or not losing your job, right? But there is nothing you can really do if you go to work tomorrow and they're like, "Hey, we don't need you anymore," or "This is the end of this contract." You will find yourself in the same place as if you quit, right?
In the worst case, actually, because you feel bad because they let you go, you did not quit on your own terms.
Right. Exactly. Right. So now, what do you do in that situation?
So my answer to that is this.
Will the things that happen to you be different because it was planned or unplanned? Or is
Yes.
it the fact that you are jobless and you are jobless, period?
Yes. Here's my response.
Yeah.
While you are still at that job, you
Mhm.
should be making plans and taking action. They said the best time to look for another job
Yes.
is while you're currently in a job. They also said the
Mhm.
best time to start working on your business is while you're working at a job.
Mhm.
So right, you're working instead of going back home, turning on the TV, playing video games, just hanging out.
Mhm.
When you come back from that 9 to 5, you take over, get on your laptop, start doing that other business, right?
Mhm.
So even if that business is part time, when you quit that job, maybe you can 100% the business, right?
But Double
You
O,
just don't quit into zero.
well, let me pause it there because I think this is a really interesting one. Right now,
Yes, sir.
most people cannot do that. Like go to work, come back, spend time on working on their second business,
I did
on
that.
stuff like that. I know.
I mean, well, I'm not most people, but
I know.
I work 2 full-time jobs and I still run the business.
I understand. But today, running two full-time jobs to support a business is not the conversation. You're working those two jobs so that you can just pay your bills.
Oh yeah, because of inflation. Yeah,
Yes.
yes. Today things are a lot more
You're
crazier.
working three jobs just so that you can survive.
Yeah.
Not you don't have time to work. It is at a point where there is no more, oh, work two jobs, work three
There's no
jobs,
space for
and then you'll
anything.
be fine.
Yeah.
That's just not the case. The inflation has snatched everyone's dreams at this point. If you're working two, three jobs, it's just so that you can float, then much less something else. There's not enough hours in the day for that, right? Now, this means that they already have you to the wall. Okay. They're squeezing the society right now for everything that is got, and you're desperately holding on for that.
But then how's quitting gonna fix any of that?
Well, you can get fired
Yeah, either way you
and
still
it puts you in the same situation.
yeah.
If you quit, you can spend more time trying to build a stronger plan for yourself right now than trying to hold on to a desperate plan that is still going downhill.
But if you quit, do you get unemployment?
Yeah, definitely go and
If you
apply
get
for
fired,
unemployment. It's your tax dollars. Go
if you
apply
get
for it.
fired, you could get unemployment.
Okay, listen, get yourself fired then. It's all the same thing. You're jobless. Get yourself fired.
That is a good point that you made there. Things are so bad out here that even the extra time that you think you could have to squeeze for yourself to build the future that you want,
Yeah,
it's no longer there.
exactly. So if you quit right now or if you left your job right now and 2 years from now you are not dead, guess what? You have survived. And for you to survive that, you must do something incredible, something successful, whatever it is.
Could part of it also being better, like, so things are bad, right?
Yeah.
Could you even, is there any room, folks out there, you could respond to this? Is
Mhm.
there any room for you to even be better with your money, with the current situation that allow you to say, okay, things are bad, but I can still invest maybe a little bit into Bitcoin or invest into the market so that when I do quit, that's something I can fall back on.
Well, I think that now comes to having a strategy, right? It's kind of like you were saying about like when you're working, you should be planning.
Mhm.
The situation is where we are right now. Most people have not been planning for it. If you've not saved, you've not saved. It is what it is.
Yep.
But what is happening right now is what is going to happen, right? If you lose your job, you've lost your job. However, if you are still working right now, this is definitely a time where I would say you want to be definitely smart and strategic with every dime that you're making. Okay. I will not try to gamble it. I will
Mhm.
try to personally, I think for us and the fact that we're talking about Bitcoin all the time is because we have identified an asset that delivers the greatest return on investment compared to anything else, beating inflation. Okay. The only thing that is beating inflation that I know of right now. So I think in a situation like this, in fact, when you buy something like Bitcoin, if you had been buying it over time, right? I would say buy Bitcoin, stay with your job for now. Okay. Let me give you guys a little bit of a I'll give you guys soft landing.
Questions.
Yes, let me give you soft landing. Okay. Stay with your job. Okay, right now. Make sure that you're buying Bitcoin or doing some other thing that is going to increase the
Revolving,
value of
yeah,
that money
yeah.
over time, right?
Definitely not Nvidia. Nvidia is at the top, man.
Oh, no, definitely. Buy some Nvidia. In fact, turn on Jim Cramer, whatever he says, buy that. No, I'm kidding. Still being sarcastic there. On a serious note, yeah, definitely, I think for us, okay, I believe that Bitcoin is that asset. There are some other things out there in crypto, right? I think that those are things that you can make your choice to dabble in and out of it. There's online businesses. What we do,
Mhm.
creating this channel,
Content,
okay, it's
yeah.
also about creating content, providing value to people,
Mhm.
and also being able to find a way to support ourselves from that.
Mhm.
And that is absolutely incredible. The fact that we have this ability, this option to be able to even do this is incredible, right?
Mhm.
And it is open to everyone. We talk about inclusion, financial inclusion. There is also, how you want to call it, media inclusion,
Mhm.
because you can show up on the internet, create your own brand, build an audience, provide a service, provide value to
Talk
these
about
people that are watching, and
talk
you
about your life.
exactly,
Talk about how horrible it's going. Maybe
exactly,
bring people along to journey.
exactly. You know what? Speaking of journeys, man, I know I was joking at the beginning, but just know that I'm gonna freaking leave my job this year, and maybe I'll share with you guys the journey. That'll be a nice vlog,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, I think this is all I have for this reaction videos. I mean, the points you get it, man. This idea of the economy and the jobs that they're creating, apparently it's fake, all fake.
Well, it's worse when AI is taking over a lot of the jobs as well. So you're getting bit from all angles.
Well, sounds like change, and it sounds like it's time for all of us to take a bold move in order to change.
Yes, sir.
You must jump. Okay, you can hang on the ledge forever, but you must jump. How does a bird fly for the first time? Yeah, but how does it know that when it comes off this nest, it's really going to fly?
Jump off the tree.
Okay. You guys can keep hanging out on the tree. Okay. But I'll tell you right now, not financial advice or anything like that. Bitcoin providing value to others and removing yourself from an environment that is robbing you seems like a path closer to happiness right now. That's all I have. Anything else, Double?
Actually, I think it's a good conversation for us to have. I know we started out this video joking about it, but people are going through a lot of stress out there. Stuff.
They say you have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yes, you got to.
Isn't it? No.
You got to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Okay, we're doing some light numbers on YouTube lately, as well as X. So we really appreciate everyone rocking with us. It is absolutely incredible. Let us know in the comments on things you would like for us to talk more about, and we'll definitely share our thoughts on it with you. Anything else, Double?
Yeah, we mentioned Bitcoin. We're even telling them if you haven't read about Bitcoin, that book back there, the Bitcoin Standard, is a good book for you to start on.
Absolutely.
Check it out.
Same with Bitcoin in Black America as well.
Yeah,
by Bitcoin Z.
if you're black. If you ain't black, you're not black enough.
Even if you ain't black, man, really, you can learn a thing or two. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It seems that we have to teach people everything. No, I'm kidding. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, brazen out.
Double O.
Sun God.